I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft, and today's question comes from a young person who wants to know what it is I fear. Now, this is a rather odd and personal question, but I suppose it makes certain sense, given that fear was one of those subjects upon which I wrote a great deal. And if I'm being perfectly candid, I suppose I should say that the thing I fear the most is the invasion of my privacy, which of course is what led to so many of the fears I held in life to be exposed for public scrutiny, all my letters and private papers being scoured over to provide much fodder for discussion about just what I found terrifying. So I won't speak to any of these fears of my old life, and indeed limit myself to this posthumous existence. And the fact is, I fear much the same things. Fear of the unknown is what keeps me up. But what's funny is that now that I have died, death no longer counts as the unknown. Not that I'm eager to return to it, mind you. I don't care for all that unhygienic decomposing. But nevertheless, the idea of dying doesn't have the same existential dread. I know what awaits us. It's largely boring and occasionally confusing, much like life. But what does terrify me is the thought of whether what I've done matters, whether I've squandered my life, or my second life. Now, I'm not speaking about mattering in any grand cosmic sense. On that scale, nothing matters. But as far as how I've affected the lives around me, the impact I've had on those who read my stories or watch this program, 47 years I spent trying to find meaning in my life. And for the last 7 years, since that grand quarter was inserted in the arcade machine and I was given this second lease on things, I've been consumed by that same thought. Am I squandering this precious second chance? But what's comforting to know is that I am not alone in this fear. We are all of us scrambling, hoping to make meaning out of meaninglessness, hoping to find some light in the darkness. And we're not doing it alone. And for that, I can take a small amount of comfort. As always, I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft. Thank you.